and welcome to Write with Rachel. I'm Rachel and I'll be your guide today. Today our prompt is going to be our spin the wheel prompt. This is one of my favorite ones. This is the one where I'm going to create a spinning wheel, and from that wheel we will choose our prompt to use for our inspiration when we start writing our story today. As I'm sitting here and getting ready for our show, I thought I would just chat with you for a few minutes and talk to you a little bit about why I decided to start this channel. And in the future, this will be a time when I can also answer any of your questions or maybe share a quote or something that I've read about writing as well. So today, to get ready for a show, I have my 8.5 by 11 paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this into an 8.5 by 8.5 square. And I'm going to do that so I can make my story spark sheet, and then I'll also be making my tilt writing template, and I'll show you both of those when I'm done here in a moment. But if you're wondering, why did I decide to start this channel? Was it just so I could show my face on YouTube? No, that's not the reason. I decided to start Write with Rachel because I really wanted to create this space where I could hold space for all different kinds of writers. I wanted to be able to offer a lot of different choices, from journaling prompts that were short and quick and animated to writing workshops that would go for about 20 minutes or so, and that would walk people through that process of starting with a prompt, then doing a warm-up exercise, and then writing a story from start to finish. One of my other goals with the channel is I really wanted to do something that would engage all of the senses. I think it's so important. When I was a teacher, I learned that different people have different learning styles. Some people, like me, are very auditory. I learn by hearing things. Some people are very visual. They learn by seeing things. Some people are very kinesthetic. They learn by touching things. And so in Write with Rachel, I really wanted to be able to bring all the different senses, all the different learning styles into one place. Something I also wanted to do was to redefine the idea of journaling. Now, if you've been to therapy like I've been, you know it's common for your therapist to say, well, maybe you should journal about that. And while I do think that journaling can be very helpful, I believe there's more than one way to journal. Now, when people hear journal, sometimes they think, oh, that's paper and the pen, or maybe these days it's the typewriter and the monitor, or maybe it's on your little phone. However, have you ever considered that maybe journaling could also be drawing a picture or writing down some symbols, maybe in a notebook, or maybe taking some chalk and going outside and drawing on the pavement and then washing it all away? Maybe journaling could be doing some dance moves. I think journaling can really encompass a lot of different types of styles. To me, journaling is really a form of self-expression. And so when I created Write with Rachel, I thought I wanted to be this inclusive place. I want to be creative, not just about the writing, but also about the writing styles, because I hope this will open up some creativity so that lots of different types of people can feel included. Different people who felt that they wanted to write or journal over the years, but they just felt stuck, or they just felt judged, or they just felt there's only one right way to do it, and I don't know that way. I wanted to create multiple pathways so that different people could be included, and I could help bring that joy of creative writing to more people. Anyway, I started talking. I stopped getting ready for our workshop. I'm going to pause this video, finish getting ready for our workshop, and I'll see you back for class in just a few minutes. Good morning and welcome to Write with Rachel. Today we're back with our spin the wheel prompt. I have prepared our wheel. Today we are starting with things that are round, and I thought of jewelry that's round, and there are a lot of round earrings. So I prepared different types of jewelry on our spinning wheel today. Whichever type of jewelry lands closest to me will be the jewelry that we'll use for our story spark. So let me give this a good spin and let's see what we'll use for our story spark today. Round and round and round it goes, and it is pointing towards me, and it looks like we are going to be using a diamond. So diamond is going to be our story spark today. Here I have our spark sheet, which I've already prepared. If you'd like to brainstorm with me, feel free to grab a piece of paper and some markers, and let's get started. For our spark sheet, what we do is we're going to improv some story ideas based on our prompt of a diamond. And I usually do that by starting with randomly named characters. And so let's go up here to the first circle. And let's say we have a character and her name is Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is going to the grocery store. And like she does every Monday night. And when she walks out, she sees something sparkly. She bends down to pick it up. Apples fall out of her bag, and one rolls away just as she realizes she's holding what may be a real 14-karat diamond ring. ... That could be the beginning of one story idea. Let's take a look at another idea. Let's say in the next example we have a character, and our character here is named Benny. Benny is anxious about meeting his cousin's new boyfriend. Brett has said that Bojo is the one for sure. Of course, Brett says this about many people. He can't help it. He just loves them all. Quinn Bojo, BJ for short, arrives. He tells Benny, don't worry, I'm a diamond in the rough. ... Now let's see, we can also take the story in another direction. Let's say for this example, we have a character and her name is Harriet. And Harriet is on her way to her college final. She just wants to wrap it up so she can go and party with her friends. Suddenly, a woman dressed like the Queen of Diamonds appears before her. The answer, she says, to question number 10 is 10 ... And let's do one more diamond idea. Let's say we have over here in our last circle, let's say we have Ronald. Ronald is traveling to see his family over Christmas. The plane is delayed, and the nice woman next to him invites him to use her diamond status, which lets him in to the airport lounge, a place he's never been before. ... There you see four different interpretations of the way diamond could be used. There are many other ways. I was just thinking, you know, diamond could be a name for a pet. You could use lyrics from a song like diamonds are a girl's best friend. There's all sorts of different ways you could use the word diamond. I would like to encourage you, if you're writing along with me, to remember the tilt philosophy. As you're writing, remember, with the tilt philosophy, our goal is to finish the story. To do that, what we want to do is we want to keep writing. We want to keep our hand moving. We want to keep our pens moving. We want to keep our brains moving. And part of that is if we need to introduce a dash of magic or something that could never happen, well, guess what? We encourage that here because, as you'll hear me say often, you can always revise a first draft, but you can never revise a draft that you haven't written. Now that we've worked on the spark, we've given our brains a chance to warm up, to think through the prompt. Now it's time to start writing. If you're going to write along with me, now's a great time to get your paper ready. I have my tilt template all set to go. You can see I have it marked for my character, what the character wants, the tilt or the obstacle, how the character overcomes it, and also the last word. You'll see that I tilt my hourglass twice during the writing process. My hourglass is set for 4.5 minutes, so I will let it run a little bit longer each time. Also, I will be talking out loud as I go to model the process for you. If you prefer to write in a silent setting, feel free to mute your computer. If you're watching this on the replay, it can also be fun to mute the playback and set it at 2 or 3 times the speed to watch my messy handwriting quickly fill the page. So I think that we should ring the bell and let's get this story started. My name is Harriet. I'm on the way to my novels of the great 1920s final. This is the last final of my junior year. I am so tired of studying, and I just want to get it over with so I can go and party with my friends. I've had enough caffeine to keep me awake for days, and as I hurry towards the literature building, I'm looking down at the note card where I've made my study notes. I want to finish, but yes, I also want to do well. So this is my last chance. With my head down, I accidentally bump into someone. Oh, sorry, I say. I look up. It is a woman dressed in costume. Wait, it's not Halloween. But she's dressed like the queen of diamonds. You know, like from a deck of playing cards. Hello, she says. Are you Harriet? I nod. I come bearing a gift for you. I blink my eyes. Have I had too much caffeine? She tells me to listen. So I pause. The answer to number 10 is 10, she says. And I think, how odd. This is a final about novels. There won't be any math questions or number questions. I continue running towards the literature building. We're out of breath. I sit down in my chair. The final begins. There is no question 10. Only 8 questions. All of them essay questions. I'm well prepared. It's easy. I'm relieved. I text my friend. She tells me the name of the place to party. It's called the Wild Cards. I laugh a little to myself. Thinking of the Queen of Diamonds. Must have been a prank. But why did she know my name? Oh well. I get into the Uber. Harriet? The driver asks. Yes, I confirm. I get to the wild card. And I show my ID. I start to party with my friends. Later that night, something horrible happens. We all drink too much. I remember blacking out, but nothing more. Nothing about the accident that happened at the wild card. The detective is there to interview all of us. I have started to come to a bit as I wait my turn. And for some reason, I think of the Queen of Diamonds. The questions 8 on my test. Number 9 asked by the Uber driver. The first question asked by the detective will be number 10. He looks at me. What time did you arrive? "10, I say. He moves on to the next person. And that's the end of my writing session for today. If you're in a good groove, I would encourage you to keep going. After I finish processing this video, I will include both a synopsis of the story ideas and also my micro story in the video's description. I will also add a comment about how I might revise the story if I decided to do so. If you enjoyed writing with me today, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for writing with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.